newly arrived at the airport to our new offices, and we really wanted to put down roots in the community that we were working in. So we went out to look to see where our skills and expertise would actually fit in within the community.
ESB Engineering and Major Projects, I suppose, offered us a range of experiences for our students, one being a CV workshop, which is a major part of my job, and it helps me out a lot that it becomes a real authentic experience in the workplace rather than just a classroom exercise.
I never knew how to do a CV before then, and I didn't know there was kind of main things that like people would look for if you went for an interview and handed your CV in. I thought it was you just talked about yourself and that was that.
We discussed communication skills then in classes leading up, say, to the mock interview process, and you could see that students were really involved in, and they wanted to know the information because they knew they were going to use it in a real life situation.
The whole project process was brilliant, but I think the day of the mock interviews was the day it really connected with the whole team.
It's passion and it's preparation. That's what we try to get across to the kids in terms of when you go for an interview, that you prepare, and that's the most important thing. I think the other thing that was different about this approach was previously in ESB we'd done these, but we generally did them in the schools. But here we actually brought them to our offices, so they got the full feel of what it's like to go for an interview.
I'd never done an interview before. That was the first one. They were really friendly. I just kind of sat down. They made it kind of as real as possible, but they were friendly. They didn't try to scare you too much. A couple of months after, I went for a real interview, and with all them pointers in my head, I ended up getting the job, and it was really helpful.
I went in with an open mind and to be confident about it, and like to trust and like rely on like what I know and my abilities. They told me things like work on, which I like, because I didn't want to go in there and just for them to say, oh, it was just brilliant. And just like Tara, I got myself a job as well during the Christmas break.
This programme has allowed our students to focus on skills for work and skills for life. I would have noticed that in previous years I would have sat in on interviews and interviewed students for the role of prefect or for the role of head boy and head girl, and they wouldn't really have those skills as a 14 or a 15 or a 16-year-old boy or girl.
We had a day in the life day for the students, and they got to see how some of our senior managers made their way through the organisation. And some of the managers came in as apprentices and worked their way right up to senior managers, and they saw their journey and their struggles along the way, because they were very honest with their stories and how they actually built their careers. And I think that sort of resonated with the students as well, that that you do have to work hard, but that there are avenues into organisations like our own for a lot of people. You don't always start at the top, but you can work your way up.
Every year my principal puts together a list of who he thinks deserves to be head boy or head girl, and this year I was lucky enough to be on the list. So he asked us to put together a presentation. It was in front of a principal and a couple of teachers, and they kind of talked together and picked who should be on it, and then I got the honour of being head girl.
You would have spoken with our head boy, Josh Odenholm. I sat in on his presentation for head boy. The way in which he could speak and the way in which he could engage us and speak about his experiences in school, I could see that it was through the skills that he gained through the Skills at Work programme that developed his confidence, developed his ability to speak in public. It was a wonderful experience. It was a heartfelt experience, and it was almost emotional in the way that he could speak about his 6 years in the school and what it meant to him.
I'm 100% behind the programme because I'm a business teacher, and I feel business is real life, and for me personally I've used examples of a day in the life several times throughout the school in business. The students themselves have come to me saying they have loved the programme, and it's given them the confidence to go ahead and go for jobs they wouldn't have thought they would have gone for.
The relationship between Grange Community College, our school here, and ESB Engineering and Major Projects is continuing to grow. They've offered us a fantastic opportunity to bring in their industry experts in management and leadership and to speak with us as a teaching staff. So it's not just our students that are benefiting from that relationships, it's our staff also.
We as a team are very, very passionate about this programme. It's a set goal amongst us, and we all enjoyed it, and it was very, very important to all of us. So we were delighted with the feedback we got from the students and the teachers in the school and the principal. The fact that we are now going to launch the programme again at the end of this month, it shows how passionate we are about it, because these students are the future of this community, the community we've come into. So that's why it's very important for us.
Some of us are involved in voluntary work outside of ESB, and the work I'm involved in, I see people that don't come out through education so good. Sorry, and I just think to get to the prevention stage where you get into a school and get involved, and I can see that in the future it mightn't just be mock interviews and which are all very important, but it's just having that connection within the community I think will enhance both sides, both for ESB and the pupils moving forward and for the school moving forward. But as I said, from the other end I see what can happen a child that doesn't come out so good, and when you hear a kid's going for interviews and being successful and getting onto that path.
From my perspective, the whole process, it was a fantastic experience. The guys have all mentioned before the support we got from the company, not only the support, the encouragement to get involved, from that to the feel-good factor we got from being involved. It was fantastic to be a part of it, and it really brought a great pride in our work and pride in our person to be involved.
So if we can play a small part in their future and making it brighter for them and letting them shine their lights out into the world, I think it's a really worthwhile programme to remain committed to.